Quickstart. Install. Under the Edit menu, click Preference. In the Add-ons column, click Install. Locate to the zip file. Install add-on. Enable it. You can then find the RiggedBook menu in the End panel. First of all, choose what kind of book you want to create, hardcover or soft cover. Then in the presets below, choose how many pages you may need. For example, the preset HC 100p has 100 pages, which means 100 sheets of paper, as in reality, one paper has two sides, so the book's page number will up to 200. The difference between these presets is mainly in the number of pages and thickness. You can choose them according to the thickness you required. There is a question button here, click it. You can jump to the help documentation. In addition to the usual quick start and explanation of parameters, here is a page of questions you may encounter when you use this add-on. Be sure to check it first if you have any questions. I will gather frequently asked questions here. Here I choose a 30 pages hardcover book. Click Add Book. You will get a controller and a rigged book. In the outline, you get a collection named HC30p. Enable the shader view. You will see the preset textures. Play, you can see the flip animation. Select the controller. In the sidebar you can see the control panels. Here you can adjust the cover, pages, page bending, arch, edge roughness and other parameters. In the cover control panel, you can adjust the cover's width, height, length, thickness. Spine means the side of the cover. You can adjust its deep, offset and subdivision. Band means the band object in the spine. You can adjust its thickness and length. Groove is the cut on the hard cover. You can choose whether you want it or not. And you can turn its display on to custom its shape and position. In the page controls you can adjust the page's width, length, the page's distance, and turn on the uneven effect of the pages. The page's bend control, here you can adjust the bend modifier's position on the upper or lower half of the page. Turn on the bend tool's display. It is easy to see how these parameters affect the bend shape of the pages. The page arch control, here you can adjust the relaxed strength of the pages on both sides in the opening state. Edge roughness panel. Here you can turn on the page's roughness effect and its strength, width, noise scale, details, and roughness. In the Tools panel, the Convert to Mesh button can give a static mesh of the animation book at current state. The Replace Text is for batch replacing textures. For example, I want to create a page flipping magazine with 20 pages. I prepared 20 textures for the inner pages and a spine texture for the cover side. Create a new Blender file, add a 10 pages softcover book SC10p. As the cover is very thin, here it looks a bit jagged. We can solve this by increasing the clip start value of the perspective view or your camera. As magazine's cover and page is in the same length and width, so here I don't need the front and back cover. Select it and turn off its visibility in rendering in the view layer. Click the folder icon here, navigate to your texture path or just paste your texture path here. Click the Replace Textures button. Then the textures will be replaced. Here two things you should know. One is the textures should be named according to the rules, like, the spine texture's name is cover_spine_text. The page's name should be page text 001, page text 002, page text 003, untile page text 020. Second, Because the names of the pages created by this add-on is the same, so this function only works for one book in one Blender file, so if you have multi-books in one Blender file, it won't recognize the other books. The solution is to replace them in a new Blender file, and then append it as a collection. To change the cover's texture manually, you need to prepare 3 maps, corresponding to the front, side, and back. Select the cover model. In the material panel, there are 5 materials. Select the cover front mat. Drag out a new panel, switch to Shader Editor. Replace the image linked to the color channel. Like this. Change the side texture in the cover spine mat. And the back texture in the cover back mat. The rim mat controls the material of the thickness, and inner mat is for the material inside the cover. Each page has its own material. To change one page's texture, select the page. In the material panel, there are 2 image nodes for the front and back texture of the page. Replace them with your own textures. For more controls of the material, you can jump to another video, which shows how to batch control the page's base color, specular, roughness, bump map, etc. Animation adjustment. Select the controller. You can see a lot of keyframes in the timeline, although it looks a lot, but it is very simple to use. For convenience, I usually shift to the dope sheet panel, because in this panel when I select the property, the keyframes will be highlighted. Here I press the middle key to move the messy keyframes out of the view. Here 00 cover open parameter. It has 4 keyframes, corresponding to the book cover's closed state. Open to 180 degrees, then from 180 degrees to close again. 01p open controls the open of the first page. It has 2 keyframes. The first keyframe means the page is closed, rotation to 0, and the last keyframe is fully open, rotate to 180 degrees. In the same way, each page gets 2 keyframes, and by adjust the position of these keyframes, you can control the order and speed of the pages flipping. For example, if you only need to turn 3 pages, just move all the keyframes except the first 3 pages. Move them away. If you don't need more animation, you can select all of them and press the X key to delete. If you're not sure whether you need them or not, you can select them all and put them aside, move them back when you need. There are 2 things to note here. One is to pay attention to the sequence of keyframes. There will be interspersed if you move the behind page's keyframes to the front one. Second, if you accidentally delete the keyframes, you can find it in the custom properties of the curves property panel, and then keyframe the parameter from 0 to 180. If the property went to the bottom in the timeline, right-click, move up, and then Shift or repeat the move up until the property moved to the desired location. Transformation. If you need to transform the book, do not use the controller. Because of the binding method, I can't use the controller to move the book. But fortunately, there is a way around. Press Shift-A, create an instance of the collection. Then close the original collection. Their texture and animation will be the same. If you have more questions, please watch my other videos or leave a message below. Hope it will be helpful to you. Thank you for watching.